What happened to the scratches that you have on your face?
I went in the bathroom and I fell over and my husband had to come in there and pick me up.
But you fell on the floor and you made yourself perfect scratches here and here?
Yeah.
What other injuries do you have on your hand?
Oh, my dog bit me.
Your dog normally bites you?
She does sometimes when I'm playing with her.
In 2012, two El Paso, Texas women meet one another while walking their dogs. They are neighbors, living in the same apartment complex, just a few doors away from one another. The two ladies would turn into very good friends, and it can't hurt to have a friend who has your back. Now, at this point in history, they had no way of knowing that in about 5 years, something that started out as such a great bond was going to turn into a very toxic and very contentious relationship. It's January 2nd of 2017. Neighbors are a bit confused because after 5 years, 31-year-old Darrin Marie Yeager and 51-year-old Denise Weatherly aren't seen together walking their dogs. Darrin is seen by neighbors, but Denise, she's nowhere to be found. Because Denise is a single woman and there isn't necessarily a spouse to examine, the police look to the most probable second option, someone who spends a lot of time with her, a best friend. They are especially interested in hearing from Darrin because Denise and Darrin had a fight just a few weeks back. The fight was bad enough that the police had to be involved. Now, just a few weeks later, Denise is found dead in her apartment, and detectives are trying to connect the dots. They bring Darrin in for an interview on the day that Denise is found to get a statement.
All right.
I didn't introduce myself. I'm Detective Ontiveros.
Darren.
My name is Detective Camacho, okay? My ID is 2689, okay?
Okay.
Do you know where you're at right now?
The police department.
Police station, okay. Now, first of all, I want to thank you for coming voluntarily with us, okay? You're not under arrest, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming voluntarily with us, okay? I'm gonna, like I was telling you, I'm gonna take notes and I'm gonna say times and stuff like that just because I need my report to be accurate. So therefore, when we complete our police reports, they're accurate, okay? The case that we're gonna be talking about is 17-002-097, okay?
Okay.
Today's date is January the 2nd of 2017, okay?
Okay.
What is your full name?
Darrin, Darrin,
Mm-hmm.
Marie
Mm-hmm.
Yeager, Yeager.
Yeager?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I'm unemployed.
Okay. All right, and the time right now is 10:35, okay?
Okay.
Now, what we're investigating here is what happened at Denise's place, okay?
Yeah.
So basically, what I want to get to talk to you about, okay? But before I talk to you about anything, okay, we have to do this with everybody that we talk to, okay? I need to read you your rights just so you understand them, okay? You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all, and any statement you make may be used against you at trial. Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any questioning. If you're unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to you to advise you prior during any questions. You have the right to terminate this interview at any time. If you're not United States citizens, you have the right to contact your consulate. Do you understand your rights?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where were you born?
Indiana.
Indiana?
Indianapolis, actually.
Okay. And you do want to talk to me about this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I am going to ask you to speak up a little bit just because my hearing is not the best. So that way I understand you and I don't mislead anything, okay?
Okay.
How do you know Denise?
She's been my friend for 5 years.
For 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. How did you meet her?
I was walking my dog one day and she was walking hers and we just bumped into each other and started talking. Me and my son bumped into her.
Okay.
And we've been talking ever since.
Do you guys hang out often?
Yeah. Yeah, we hang out a lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
What's a lot? Because to me, a lot means 7 days out of the week.
Maybe every day walking the dogs, probably.
Every day?
Yeah.
Every day around what time do you guys walk the dogs?
Around 8.
PM?
Mm-hmm.
How far away do you live from her?
Just 2 buildings over.
2 buildings over?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you met her walking the dogs. So you guys have lived at those apartment complexes for about 5 years or more?
I've lived there for 5 years, yes.
5 years? Okay. Who do you live there with?
My husband and my son and my stepdaughter.
What are their names? What's your husband's name?
Joe.
So you live there, you bump into her, okay? Walking the dog, you befriend her.
Mm-hmm.
How else do you guys hang out? And just be honest with me, okay?
We just hang out at her apartment, sit there and talk, and I mean, we pretty much, I've told her everything about myself, you know, and we kind of confided into each other, you know, whenever one of us was upset, then one of us would go over there, you know, and it was that kind of friendship. I would go over there and hang out with her, and she would come to my house sometimes, but not very often.
Okay.
So you're pretty close friends.
Yeah,
You
we're
trust
close.
one another.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys share any bad habits?
No.
No bad habits. And I'm going to ask you to be honest with me, okay?
Yeah.
You're not under arrest. I'm not going to charge you for your bad habits or anything like that, okay? I just want you to be honest with me because I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay? Most of the questions that I ask you, I already know the answers to, and I just want to see if you're going to be honest.
Okay.
Bad habits are bad habits, and sometimes we make bad decisions, okay?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay? What bad habits did you guys share?
We did have a problem with marijuana at one time.
Okay? Marijuana.
Yeah.
Okay? Would you guys smoke very often?
Not very often.
Okay.
You know, maybe once a week, maybe.
Okay.
But that has been a bad habit of mine.
Okay. Did you ever experiment with anything else with her?
No. Just the marijuana.
Just marijuana?
Yeah.
So no pills or anything like that?
I was on pills at one point.
Okay.
Because I went to the doctor and got on pain pills. And she was on pain pills as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, we shared that in common. We did take pain pills. Yeah.
So now we got marijuana and pain pills. Okay.
Yes, prescribed.
How often are we doing prescribed pain pills together?
Oh, I don't do them with her.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing that we had in common.
Do you guys share?
No.
Never.
No.
Absolutely
We wouldn't
sure.
share. We wouldn't share.
Okay, so whatever she had was hers,
And whatever I had was mine.
but it was just something, a bad habit that you
A
guys
bad
had in
habit,
common.
yes.
Marijuana and pain pills.
Yes.
You guys never partied together.
Partied as in just...
Pills, smoke, drink, do whatever.
We would drink. Yeah, at the pool.
Okay.
We would drink at the pool sometimes, and we would drink together.
Okay.
But I don't drink that much.
Okay.
So
Did you guys ever have any confrontations?
yes, probably about a month ago, she came over to my house and she started yelling at me, and then she punched me in my face, and she broke my glasses, and I made a police report of that as well.
So the police showed up to your house?
Yes.
And gave you a little card with numbers?
Yes.
Gave it to you?
Yes.
Okay. And then what did they say?
And they said to tell management about it and let them know, so I did.
Okay.
I went to the office, and I gave them the card that they gave me.
Okay.
And that was about it. They said I could do a restraining order, but I
Right.
didn't.
Talk to me about that argument. What happened? It was about a month ago. So
Yeah.
right now we are at the 2nd of January. Okay.
Yeah.
So what date
It's
more or
quite-
less we're looking at?
Not good with dates. I know it was probably about a month or a little bit more ago.
Okay.
We were fighting about something.
What's
And-
something?
I can't. You know, at that time, you know, we were both mad at each other, and she came over to my house and then started yelling at me, and then we went into a confrontation together.
What are you guys mad about?
Stupid things like, you didn't, because her dog got hurt probably around the same time, and I didn't help her with her dog.
Okay.
And she got angry with me over that because I didn't come over and help her. And she would just come inside my house and she would get mad at me sometimes. But
What are the
She
things that
would-
she would get angry about though?
Just piddly things, really. You know, it really wasn't anything like serious. It was just little piddly things, like, you know. Sometimes she would get upset and then she would come over to my house and yell. But, you know,
Okay.
that's.
Let's back up a little bit to the fight. Okay.
Okay.
So she's upset over you not helping her when her dog got ill.
Yes.
Okay. She comes into your apartment, which she normally does, right? She can come in and out of your apartment, or does she have to knock, or what happens?
When she's angry, she doesn't knock. She just comes in.
Okay.
That's usually what she does.
So she comes in and then she grabs your glasses, right? Or punches you. What were you
No,
telling
she
me?
punched me in my face
Okay.
and knocked out my lenses and broke my glasses. These aren't the ones, so. But.
Okay. And then what starts happening?
And then I just said I don't want to do this, and because we were outside on my porch by my door,
Okay.
and my husband and my kid were inside, and I said I don't want to do this with you, so I just went in the house and shut the door and locked it, and that was it to that extent.
You didn't defend yourself at all?
Yeah, I defended myself.
Okay. How did...
I pushed her away from me.
Okay. Did you
Because she-
strike?
No.
You're in the right. You're in the
Yeah.
right. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just asking you to be honest with me.
Yeah. I shoved her away from me,
Okay.
and she kept coming at me, and yes, I did push her a couple times to get off of me and stop, you know, so, you know, and then I said, I've had it, that's enough, we need to stop, and then I just went inside and locked the door.
Okay. So now she comes and she fights you. You call the police.
Yes,
Okay. Police come and make the police report.
yes.
Did you contact her, or how did you guys make up, or you guys had not made up?
We did make up, probably a couple days later.
What happened?
I went over there and I said, you know, I apologize for getting into this altercation with you, you know, because we would eventually apologize to each other, you know, because we were friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just apologized to her and she apologized to me, and that's usually what would happen if we got into an argument. You know, I would apologize if I was in the wrong and did something, you know, and we would make up. And everything was fine, you know.
Did she make any injuries on you when she was fighting you?
She just hurt my nose because my glasses took most of the impact, so.
And that was the last scuffle you guys were in?
Yeah. That was the last.
And you guys made up?
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw her?
Last time I saw her was the day before New Year's Eve. We went walking together.
What happened there?
Nothing. We just went walking. We always stop at my house and she drops me off and then she goes home. And I've been sick these past few days, so I really haven't felt very good. So when I don't feel good, I really don't leave the house. So I've been at home with my husband and my son these past few days. But we just went walking that night, and because we both know that when one of us is sick or upset or something, we usually don't text each other or anything. But we did text each other afterwards.
Okay. After New Year's Eve, after that day. What was the last time she texted you, if you can recall?
The last time she texted me was New Year's Eve around 2 in the afternoon.
What did she text you?
She just said, well, hey, how you doing? And I said, I'm okay, not feeling good, but... And I said, well, how are you? And that's usually how our conversations went.
And then what happened? That was it?
That was it.
Did you go over to her house?
No.
Have you gone over her house since then?
I knocked on the door because I was worried about her. I knocked on the door all day today because she hadn't... Because we usually communicate on a regular basis. Hi, that'd be it. But I went knocking on her door a couple times to see if she was okay, and I heard her dog, and that was it. And then I knocked on the door, she didn't answer, so I just went back home.
Okay. What happened to the scratches that you have on your face?
This morning I have low blood pressure because I don't eat. I went in the bathroom and I fell over, and my husband had to come in there and pick me up because I black out sometimes when I stand up because I don't eat. So I kind of black out and just fall on the floor. I've done that a couple times.
But you fell on the floor and you made yourself perfect scratches here and here?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that I don't have ads playing every 4 to 5 minutes throughout my videos, effectively ruining your viewing experience? Well, I did it for you. I moved my ads into 2 separate commercial breaks, one in the middle of the video and one near the end. This should effectively give you extremely long periods of ad-free crime action. If you want to reward me for trying to give you a better viewing experience, you could do so by watching the complete video until the end. Thanks, friends.
There was no other bruising? Do you have any other injuries?
No.
None whatsoever?
No.
Just 2 scratches right here?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just ignore the fact that Darren is hiding her right hand like her life depends on it. But don't worry, this investigator's not going to ignore that right hand.
So you fell and you made yourself 2 scratches right here?
And I hurt my cheek. My cheek hurts because I fell on my face.
Okay. Yeah, in your bathroom?
In my bathroom.
And your husband picked you up?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
This was not last night, but the night before is when it happened.
Not last night, but the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on the 1st?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to ask of you, to get your consent, okay? What I want to ask is take pictures of you.
Okay.
Okay? And to see if you would consent for a DNA swab, for us to take DNA.
Okay.
That way we can have it and use it for other things, okay? Just like for fingerprints. You have your fingerprints on file?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone through DPS or have you been arrested or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Well, have you ever gotten a driver's license?
Yeah.
Okay, well, fingerprints are there, so fingerprints, that way we can also have DNA. Are you willing to do that for us?
Yeah.
Okay, take pictures of it too? Take
Fine.
pictures of your face. Do you have any other injuries?
No.
Okay, right now we're going to call a crime scene unit, okay? That way they can take pictures and stuff like that, so we can document it,
Okay.
okay? When you went knocking to Denise's, do you call her Denise or you call her Dawn? Because I know that she has a middle name, so I don't know what she goes by.
She goes by Denise.
By Denise, okay. When you went knocking at Denise's, you didn't think of trying to turn the knob or anything like that?
I never have. I never thought of opening the door.
Right. Darren, I'm going to be honest with you, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to be truly honest with you, okay? If something happened between you and Denise, okay,
Mhm.
where you had to defend yourself again,
Yeah.
then that's what it is, okay?
Yeah.
Don't make this into a bigger problem, okay?
Yeah.
And don't make this into a bigger issue,
Yeah.
because we already have some documentation that shows that she came to assault you, right? She came to assault you when you made the police report,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And I've been doing this for a little bit, and I can see something is heavy on you, okay?
Mhm.
So I want you to be honest with me,
Yes.
okay? What is it that happened inside of Denise's apartment?
When?
Whenever this happened to her.
The last time I was in her apartment was, it's been a while,
Okay.
but I've been in there probably a little bit before we went walking. Yes, I've been in her apartment.
Okay. What happened between you and Denise in her apartment? Just be honest with me. Because if you were defending yourself, then that's what it is.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you were defending yourself, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's called self-defense in the state of Texas.
Yes.
Okay? But then if we have to investigate it other ways and then it comes back to Darren,
Mhm.
well, then we have some problems here. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's why I want you to be honest
Okay. Yeah.
and be straightforward, because this is not going away.
Yeah. No.
Okay? What is it that happened?
The only altercations we've had is what I've told you. Is that night that we did get into an altercation with each other, and that was probably the second time that it probably has happened. Altercations within the last 5 years.
Okay. The second time was the
Yeah.
one where she came to your apartment.
Mm.
Okay. Did anything happen inside her apartment with you here recently?
No. No.
You had said that you checked on her a couple of times today.
Mm.
Around what times did you go check on her?
This morning when I got up around like 6:30. I went over there around 9, knocked on her door, and then Yoli came over to the apartment around, I'd say about 2:30. And she said, "Oh, why don't you go check on Denise?" So a little bit later, I went to go check on her. Knocked on the door. And all I heard was Ty, and I don't ever think about opening someone's door. Yeah, I was worried about her, but I wasn't gonna, pop in her door, because she always had it locked anyway. I don't.
Okay, so today's the 2nd, and you checked on her. How about yesterday? Did you?
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't yesterday.
But you told us that pretty much every day you see each other, you walk your
Yeah,
dogs. What happened yesterday
it
that you didn't see her?
depends, because I haven't been feeling well, and when I don't feel well, I don't go over there. I don't text her. I don't go over there. And I get sick pretty often, so sometimes we would walk a lot. Yes, it's just that when I didn't feel well, I'd make my husband go walk for me. And if I'm depressed or something, I stay in, you know.
So you didn't hear from her at all yesterday. Didn't that concern you?
No,
As
'cause
close as you guys are?
No.
No.
Because it's happened before to where we don't hear it from each other, you know.
Okay. So your reasoning for going over there is because Yoli asked you to go check on her.
Yeah, and I was, yes, I was, because it's a whole day not hearing from her, which is it's sometimes normal between us. And then it's like if she doesn't answer the texts or anything, then I do get worried and I go knock on her door. And I usually hear her dog sniffing under the door. And I usually know when she's home and when she isn't, because if she's not home, he's very quiet, and when she is, he barks. So, you know.
So when you went to check on her, the dog was barking?
Yeah.
So you assumed she was home?
I assumed she was home because sometimes she's napping. So, because she takes naps, I take naps. So, you know, I don't know if she was napping or what. I don't know.
Okay.
What other injuries do you have on your hand?
Oh, this? My dog bit me. So,
Your dog bit you?
yeah.
Your dog normally bites you?
She does sometimes when I'm playing with her.
So you have that, and then where you fell in the tub and you have 2 straight scratches on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go get with the criminalistics unit so we can take pictures of you, and then you are going to give us consent for your DNA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Darren, I don't know how else to tell you this, okay? I want you to be honest with me,
Yes.
okay? Because this is not going away,
I know.
okay? And if there's evidence that puts you there, we're going to have some problems and we're going to have some issues,
Mm-hmm.
okay? But if you're telling me, listen, there was something that happened and I got scared and this is what happened and this is a result of it, then there's ways to explain things, okay?
Yeah.
Things happen for a reason. They don't just happen,
Yeah, I know.
okay? So if
There
there's
was
something...
always a reason why we fought.
So if there's something that you need to tell me, okay,
Yeah.
now is the time, okay?
Yes.
Before anything else surfaces, okay?
Yes.
Now is the time.
Yes. That's...
You know, because we live in a world where everything goes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
everything goes recorded. There's a lot of things. I mean, there's just things that are endless, and especially in an apartment complex
Yeah.
where the walls are thin,
Yeah.
okay? So if there's something that you need to say, now is the time,
Okay.
okay?
We often talk about the body language in interrogation. Take a good look at her left hand as she pleads for the detective to believe her.
Okay. I mean... She was my best friend. What?
I understand that. I understand that, and I've talked to many people where there have been a lot of best friends, okay? Where there's been a lot of love, a lot of connection, okay? But things happen, okay?
Yeah, I know.
And there was a reason for that, okay? And that's the explanation, okay?
Yeah.
Because I know that's how you got those scratches, okay? So tell me what happened. Just explain to me.
How I got my scratches?
And what happened?
The last time I saw her was...
Talk to me. Tell me what happened.
I am.
Go ahead.
You know, I don't know what else to say, because... Yes, me and her had confrontations and this and that, but it was nothing like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yes, I would defend myself if like when she did that to me, I did defend myself.
Yes.
And I believe strongly in that, but, you know,
As do I. If somebody breaks my glasses and punches me at my house,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be very upset.
Yes.
Very upset. Okay?
Yes.
Tell me the truth on how you got those scratches.
That's how I got them. I fell down in the bathroom.
Okay. All right, Darren. I gave you an opportunity, okay? And if later on we're sitting in the very same chair, I'm not going to be able to give you that opportunity,
I know.
okay?
Yes.
So now's the time. All right, I'm going to take a little break. I'm
Okay.
going to let you think about things, okay? Bring a criminalistics unit so we can get your DNA, take some pictures, okay? And this is not going to go away, Darren,
I know.
okay? This is something that we're going to be at it, and we're going to be investigating thoroughly,
Mm-hmm.
okay? That's our livelihood. That's what we do,
I understand.
okay? And I also understand that there's something weighing heavy on you. I don't know what it is, and you know what it is. I don't know what it is because I'm not Darren,
Yeah, I know.
but I can tell by your demeanor.
No.
Okay. Right now the time is 11:02. We're gonna take a little break. Let me call the criminalistics unit. That way we can take pictures, and my partner will take pictures with you just to make sure that you don't have any other injuries or anything like that. And I'll step out of the room.
Okay.
Okay. But we'll be back with the criminalistics unit. Okay.
If you're enjoying the video, consider hitting the like button. If you're really, really enjoying the video, consider buying me a cup of coffee so I can drink it while I enjoy reading your comments.
How are you doing, Darren?
Okay.
Right now it is 11:55. We'll resume interview. Okay? Now, it is clear to you that we are investigating the death of Denise, correct?
Yes.
That's very clear to you,
That's clear.
right? Okay. Now, I'm having a very hard time, okay, believing that those scratches on your face happen because you fall in the bathtub. Okay? Because if I fall in the bathtub, I'm not going to get two perfect scratches right here and a small one here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When I slip and fall in the bathtub. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm just having a hard time believing that. Okay? Am I insinuating anything? Absolutely not. Okay? The only thing I'm saying is that I'm having a very hard time believing that those scratches are from a fall in the bathtub.
Okay.
Okay? Do you want to elaborate on that?
No.
Are you certain that that's from a bathtub?
Yes, I fell down. Yes. Not in the bathtub, just on the floor
The floor where?
by the toilet.
By the toilet. So now it's not in the bathtub, now it's
No,
in
I never said it was the bathtub. I said it was the bathroom on the floor.
Because I'm taking notes and I wrote bathtub.
No, it was the floor.
So it's the floor and the toilet. So let's just be clear. Okay?
Just the floor.
The floor by the toilet
Yes.
inside your restroom is where you fell.
Yes.
What did you hit yourself with?
I don't know.
So you passed out and you were on the floor?
My eyes just go black and then
Okay. You're certain that happened?
yes.
Okay. Do you have any episodes where you black out and you're in places where you don't know how you got there?
No.
None of that?
No.
Good. What happened to your thumb?
My dog.
And you're certain of that?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty, well, I'm going to ask you permission to take your fingerprints.
Okay.
Okay? May we have your fingerprints?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go down there right now. We'll end this interview. We'll go down there right now. A criminalistics officer will take your fingerprints, what's called the full process. Okay? Take your fingerprints, and then my partner and I will transport you back to your apartment complex.
Okay.
Okay? I'm telling you right now, Darren, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you before I left and before they came to get your swabs and your pictures, okay? If there's something that happened and you
I
have
know things don't go away. I know that.
okay?
Yes.
So it's better for you to be honest and straightforward from the onset,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Well, your demeanor's telling me that you want to say something. I don't know what it is, but your demeanor's telling me that you want to say something. I've talked to plenty of people sitting where you're sitting at, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's going on right now.
Is there anything you think we should know?
Mm, no. I mean, I'm going to be technical. I have done drugs in the past, yes.
Good.
Okay. Fully aware. Done everything that there is known. You know, but no.
Is Darrin Yeager capable of hurting somebody else?
No.
Did you hurt Denise?
No, I did not.
All right. Who do you think did?
I don't know.
A guess? Something. A boyfriend? Somebody. Something. Was she heterosexual or was she a lesbian?
No, she was bi.
She was bi? Okay.
Yes.
So with men and women. Okay. Did you ever meet any of the men or women?
Yes, she had a relationship with Yoli at one point during the summer.
She had a relationship with Yoli at one point during the summer.
Yes.
Okay.
And the men, yes, I've known all the men that she's been with because she's told me.
Anyone that you can think of right now?
Oh, she's been with her ex-husband still.
Okay.
Uh,
What's his name?
Derek.
Okay. She's been with Derek.
Rick.
Rick?
Rick.
Who's Rick?
Rick is the guy that she's introduced me to him several times.
That's her off and on boyfriend? Is that her serious boyfriend? What is it?
Just, I don't know what you call it. Just an acquaintance, I guess, is
Okay.
what you call it.
Who else?
Nobody that
That's it?
no.
And Yoli. How did that go? What did Denise tell you about Yoli?
Well, I've seen them together.
Oh, okay.
You know, when it's been a couple summers back, but I remember when they were together and she's told me that they were.
Okay. How did that end, or why did it end? Did she tell you anything?
Because Yoli didn't want anything serious.
Okay. And Denise did?
In a way, she said she did, yeah.
Can you think of anybody else? Anybody that she's dated recently?
No. That's all that the two guys that said.
Do you? Go ahead.
Has she met anybody recently? Any new male friends, female friends? Does she talk to you about?
She said she met this guy online that she had talked to over the phone.
What's his name?
I can't remember his name, but she told me about him. because she met him, because she took a picture of her eating a strawberry, what she said, and she put it on her Facebook page, and I guess that's how they got introduced.
Do you know her Facebook page name? Is it normal, or does she have a different name on Facebook?
I've never seen her Facebook page.
Okay. What else?
Said,
Does she have any computers at home? Denise?
I think she has a computer.
Okay. Does she have one or two phones? Does she just have one, multiple ones, a home phone? What does she have?
She just had a cell phone.
Just a cell phone? Okay, do you remember what it was? Was it an Android? Was it a big phone? Was it a small phone? Was it a flip phone? What was it?
It was a smartphone. It was a... there's so many now, but it wasn't thin. It was kind of fat and about this big.
Okay. Now, was it in a case? Was it bare, or was it?
It was in a case.
Was it
It was pink.
pink? And that's it? Just solid pink, or pink and white, pink and gray, pink
I
and
think
orange?
it was just pink.
Do you remember where she would charge that phone, or where she would keep that phone?
Usually she kept it in her bedroom.
Okay.
When I've seen her use it.
When was the last time you were in that apartment?
Before we went walking, before New Year's Eve.
Before New Year's Eve?
I go over there and she gets her dog ready and then we go.
So you go inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Was this on the 30th, 31st? When was it?
The 31st.
That's the last time you were in her apartment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is 12:05. We're going to end the interview.
As episode 1 comes to a close, Darren seems to be fully cooperative with the police, even freely giving DNA and fingerprints to aid in the investigation. But just a week later, detectives will summon Darren back into the interrogation room to call BS on her lies, at least in light of all the new evidence they've collected during the last 5 days. We're going to find out even more information about Denise's friend Yoey, and we will hear new revelations about Darren that is undoubtedly going to uncover a deadly secret. We'll watch episode 2 together in just a few days, right here on They Called Me. Till next time.